Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be doing a 9-mile walk from Horsey Wind Pump. So I'm parked at the National Trust car park here, for members free. If you're not a member, for 3 hours it's £4, £6 all day, or camper van £8. So if you're a member, just scan your card and display your ticket in your car. So today's route will take us from the wind pump past Horsey Mere. We will head north a little bit up to Brograve Drainage Mill. Then we go out towards the coastal path via Horsey Gap. We come down almost to Winterton, then we come inland again via West Somerton, and then back up past Martham Broad and back up to the wind pump again. Before we start the walking route properly, I'd like to have a look at the viewpoint for Horsey Mere. To do this, we have to go round to the other side of the staithe, passing the mill on our way. You can visit both the wind pump and the cafe over the summer months. I'll put a link for the Horsey Wind Pump website and the National Trust website in the description. The cafe and the wind pump are open from April till October between the hours of 10 till 4, and the car park is open dawn till dusk all year round. Have a look on the website because the pump is actually closed for quite a few Fridays over the summer. In November it is open but at weekends only. So the prices for visiting the mill, members it's free, adults £6.50, child £3.50, and family £16.50 at the time of recording. As you can see, there's plenty of seating here outside the cafe. Lovely place to sit outside in the summer. I'll definitely be back in the warmer months. Cafe currently closed. It's always best to double check as well if you want to visit the wind pump and actually go up to the top and get a view from the balcony. Just double check it's open. Either give the National Trust a ring or have a check on the website because sometimes they are working on it and it's closed to the public. If you're not a National Trust member and you'd like to visit the mill for free, then in September they have a 10-day period that's called Heritage Open Days throughout the UK, where things that are open that aren't usually open or are accessible that aren't usually accessible. And the wind pump is one of those things. I think it's just one day out of the 10 days it's open to the public. So if they have enough volunteers, you can go inside the mill and have a look at the information. And if they have a second volunteer, you can actually then go up to the balcony and have a look at the view as well. So this sign here is just pointing us towards the viewpoint at Horsey Mere. So when we've actually had a look at the mere, we'll just come back round this way again, back to the car park, through where there's a little garden, over a bridge, and then go down the other side of the staithe to start the walk. I'll pop a link in the description to the Heritage Open Days website as well, for anyone that's interested in attending that. There's tons of stuff to do, so I highly recommend taking some annual leave if you're into stuff like this and having a look and seeing what's around in Norfolk. We're coming up to the mere now. Horsey Mere is one of the more northerly Broads and it's close to the North Sea coast. It can be reached on boat from Hickling Broad by the River Thurne, and both the mere and the wind pump are owned by the National Trust. So we're now starting the walk properly after having had a look at the viewpoint. So we've got the mill back there. We're actually heading round to the right here. Just spotted a sign here, looks like they do boat trips from the staithe on board the Lady Anne. This is also designated as a site of special scientific interest, and looks like you can even take your dogs on as well if they're well behaved. So it can be a little muddy underfoot this time of year on these paths, but as long as you've got the correct footwear, then it shouldn't be a problem at all. So we're just walking the other side of the mere now. It's a very clear path, nice tree-lined path, and heading towards Brograve Mill. As you can see, we are approaching Brograve Mill in the distance. As we're on the Norfolk Broads here, there are a lot of wind pumps dotted all around. Some of them have been restored or in the process of being restored. Some of them have gone into disrepair like this one. But if you're into photography, it actually makes a really nice photo. We're now going to be heading east to the coast, down this footpath here and coming out via Horsey Gap. So we've come to the end of this footpath. We're now somewhere called Horsey Corner, where we just have to do a little wiggle around here. And then carry on towards Horsey Gap. We've come to a T-junction now, so we're not heading down that way. We're actually heading up towards the road there, and we do have to spend a tiny amount of time on the road. On reaching the road, we have to turn right. We're only on here for a very short time. You see that junction up there? We've got a footpath to the left to look out for. It's not a particularly busy road, but the cars do come quite fast. And as we reach the path we're meant to go down, we've got a sign there to Horsey Gap car park, so can't miss it. Let's head down towards the sea. It'll be interesting to see how choppy it is today because it is pretty windy. Coming up towards Horsey Gap here, got the dunes in the distance. It's quite a popular place to come for people to see the seals. There's seals all up and down the coast this time of year. Went on a walk about a month ago where they had all the pups as well with them, and I think that week there'd been about 500 odd pups born, so they'd spread themselves all the way out down to Great Yarmouth as well. There were tons of them. So here we've got some information as well about the Horsey grey sea colony that you find here. A little bit more information about the erosion of the dunes and the common seals as well. And if you'd like to make a donation, there's actually a QR code down there as well. Let's head up and have a look at the sea. And there is actually a footpath that goes inland back to Horsey if you wanted to make a shorter walk of it. I'm going to be carrying on round here and up to a point called Winterton Ness. So just having a look on a map here, this is where we started. We've gone all the way around past the mere, up to that's where Brograve Mill was, through Horsey Corner, out Horsey Gap, and we're around about here now. So about halfway down to where we're then going to come in again, and we'll be coming down to West Somerton and back up to the mill again. So we're going to head this way. So we're not quite going all the way into Winterton, but Winterton is a really pretty little village, and you can always do a walk from there to Horsey Gap and encompass the seals as well if you like. I do want to do a video either going through or from Winterton in the near future for you guys, because it is a really nice little village, very pretty, and also it's got a lovely pub called the Fisherman's Rest that I went in quite recently. Nice cosy little pub, nice cafe, so yeah, well worth a visit. So here we are at Winterton Ness. If you do want to carry on down the Norfolk coastal path, you just head on down this way, but we are actually now going to be heading inland. So we're now going to be going through the Burnley Hall estate, past areas Winterton and Somerton Holmes, through to near Burnley Hall, and then into West Somerton. So just coming past some farm buildings here on the Burnley Hall estate. We're at Winterton Holmes. So we've just come up from the coast there, and further up here on our left is a finger post directing us to the left down the next footpath. The sign ahead reads private, so it's nice and clear where to go. So when we get to this point, we can go in either direction. I've decided today it'd be quite nice to go left and go past Burnley Hall, and then visit East Somerton Church, and then come back past West Somerton and back up to Horsey again. But you can also go down that way towards somewhere called the Bramblings and get to West Somerton that way as well. Just coming up to this little cottage now, and we make a right because down there is actually private. So just go past here and down towards Burnley Hall. So here we are at Burnley Hall. Once we've come past this gate, we can go in either direction. We're going to head right towards the road. You can go left if you wanted to go towards Winterton. There's actually some church ruins there as well. So when I do my Winterton video, I'll take you past those, so look out for that. You can go down that way. We're heading this way. Finger post there as well. And then we'll come out onto the road. We're on the road for a very short time. church is up here, down a footpath on the right hand side. So we're just going to head down the road for a small amount of time and then go and have a break at the church. As you saw just now, there's a little field that goes across to a very pretty looking church. If for some reason you're not particularly fond of walking through a field full of horses, you can actually turn right as you come out onto the road instead of left, come up to this memorial and actually go left here down this little lane, and this will take you to the church. So if you're anything like me and you may have had an incident where you were chased by a horse in the past, then this is an easier way to get to the church if you don't want to walk through the field of horses. St Mary's Church, West Somerton. Got the turbine behind there. So you've got a bench to sit on over there if you want to take a break, another one in the corner. So I've just finished having a nice break at the church. To get to West Somerton, we're then going to come out the way that we came. So we come out and right down the hill, and then when we get to the War Memorial again, we're actually going to go left into West Somerton. So behind that church there is where the horse footpath would have come up. We're headed this way. Somerton, we just carry on straight ahead rather than following the sign towards Martham, and we follow the bend round to the right. Here we are at the staithe, just gone around the double bend, past the old post office cottage, and we're just going to take a left here and walk along the staithe past West Somerton Drainage Mill and up past Bath and Broad back towards Horsey. detailing some walks from West Somerton if you're coming from here. At West Somerton Drainage Mill. On the other side we do have another footpath that takes you round the other side of Martham Broad and into Martham. We're heading up this side, which will eventually bring us to the road where the wind pump is. Horsey. So now entering Martham Broad Nature Reserve. Been walking alongside Martham Broad Nature Reserve and just coming downhill through this gate now and heading towards the road. When we get to the road we're going to make a left which will take us back towards the mill. Still a really nice day, not a drop of rain, and the wind isn't too bad on this path either. And quite a nice temperature too. So we've come to the end of our walk now and we're back in the car park. It checked out about 8.75 miles. There are quite a few variations you can do if you have a look at the footpaths around the area. If you did want to avoid parts of Main Road or you weren't fussed about the church and wanted to go another way, then there's plenty of ways that you can go. Also, if you didn't want to pay for the car park, on the way around there was a car park at the West Somerton Church as well. There didn't seem to be any restrictions. It just says you can park there at your own risk. So if you did want to start a walk there and then park for free, then you could do that as well. So I hope you've enjoyed the walk today, and hopefully I'll be bringing you a Winterton walk very soon. See you in the next video.